In today's video, I buy an International 1900i Eagle and discover it's white. I definitely prefer my trucks yellow, or black, or blue. Even pavement grey, sidewalk grey, with standard alloy wheels. Well, once I get it back to base, I'll take it to the shop and we'll get it sprayed. Okay, well, I'm going to put this truck to use then. So let's take a load and let's get it closer to Amarillo than we currently are. And of course, the main reason for choosing this this truck is not the colour. It's not the fact that it's a day cab or it has alloy wheels. It's because under the hood it's running a new to me and new to the Steele Productions Engine Pack, a International Maxforce 13 engine. We're also using a automated 10-speed. This is the numpty-proof fleet truck spec. It's like I say, it's a day cab. It's a 6x4. It's nothing special. But it has that engine that I wanted to just showcase. Now, in the last few days before making this video, I have worked on and released the Maxforce 11 and Maxforce 13 engines. For the 1900i, the Eagle, that gets both of these engines, and the Lone Star, that gets the Maxforce 13.
Turn left.
In terms of engines in the family, for the Maxforce 11, we've got three. There's a 330, a 370, and a 390 horsepower version. And the Maxforce 13 gets four, and that power output ranges from 410 all the way up to 500. Torque outputs max 11 even, sorry, it's 1250 to 1400 foot-pounds, and the Maxforce 13 ranges from 1450 foot-pounds of torque up to 1700 foot-pounds of torque. Each engine produces peak torque from at least 1000 RPM and goes on to at least 1200. International recommended a cruising speed of 30 to 1400 RPM, but you can cruise these engines quite a bit less, and under the right circumstances, they're fairly efficient. Of course, the Maxforce engines have had a bit of controversy over the years. They were first announced at the end of 2006 and were released the following year, and were removed from sale in, I believe, 2012 or 2013. The reasons for them being removed? Essentially, the emissions control just didn't work very well. International ended up using emissions technology from Cummins. The engine block originally came from Caterpillar, see the CT13 certainly. Later engines, so the A26 is based on a MAN truck block engine. Same capacity, similar specs, a different engine. In fact, there was a lawsuit about the Maxforce 11 and 13 engines. But we're not going to dwell on any of that today. We're just going to appreciate and enjoy a different kind of engine. A different engine to the game. In terms of how it feels, it's closer to the PACCAR MX-13 or the MX-11, also in the Steele Production Engines Pack, shameless plug, that it is to something like the Cummins engines. Anywho, I don't particularly want to go on at length about this, or even more length. So let me just tell you what's under the hood of this particular truck. It's a Maxforce 13, it's a 430 horsepower, so 50 foot-pounds of torque, and that 10-speed, it's geared about the same as the Eaton Fuller 13-speed, but there are only 10 ratios. So 65 miles an hour is just under 1400 revs, so it should be a reasonable compromise between keeping the thing going up a hill and giving it long enough legs while cruising through Texas. We're actually in New Mexico right now. I'm going to be heading south to El Paso. And I've got a £33,000 cargo to collect, so nothing too massive. And we're going to see if we can get some reasonable mileage from today's trip and just enjoy the scenery, because Texas is, well, it's big and it's Texas. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and connect up to this trailer, and we'll be on our way in just a jiffy. Looks like it's the furthest one away. That gives me as least space as possible, thanks ATS. Probably switch to the external view. Yeah, I think I will. And just drop the suspension down. There we go. I'm not the most proficient at getting the trailers connected, and dropping the suspension helps, as does view number 5, just looking over my shoulder. And is that close? Is that close enough? Close enough. Yep, close enough. Alright, snagged it. Let's go ahead and lock the fifth wheel in place, and let's go for it. So I think that the 9900i has one of the most pleasant stock sounds of the game, engine sounds. And ambling along at 35, 30 is just such a quiet experience. Anyway, go ahead and negotiate this left turn. I'm glad I installed this GPS unit on the windscreen, because it doesn't have nav as standard. Anyway, we'll be on the highway soon enough. This is a World of Trucks trip, so I have a speed limiter of 65. It's not really going to be an issue because it's not the most powerful of trucks. Yeah, stopped by the red light, and I most definitely saw that coming, but that's okay. Honest. Oh, gonna give this cop some extra space. So this part of Texas kind of looks very similar. Similar to New Mexico, we'd expect. It's more desert, it's arid, there's not that much to see. There are scenic bits in parts, but the roads feel fast. Nice high speed limits, not that much traffic, so can make reasonable progress, and that's good. Well, I don't know how I did it, but I managed to miss my exit, or take a wrong road, or do something. So I've got to come back on myself, and this is probably going to add about 100 miles to the trip. Come on, car. Okay. I'm going to have to slow down, because he isn't going to accelerate away. Anyway, so, yep, I'll turn around, I'll come back on myself. It's probably 30-40 miles each way, plus a little bit extra. I might have been distracted with the external camera views, who's to say. Anyway, numpty. Says it on the license plate. If you don't know what numpty means, leave a comment below and I'll try my best to explain.
Exit right.
Still, thank goodness for these likey U-turns, Sandy. It's straightforward to turn back on myself, and that's appreciated. That's something that I see in Texas a lot, not really seen it in other states quite as much, and it does make life easy for those of us not blessed with the most magnificent of navigation skills, shall we say. Oh, that was easy. Right, let's get back on the highway. So on the left here is the El Paso University buildings, or campus I think it is. I'm not going to take a good look because I'm a little too close to this SUV in front of me. He's AI, he'll do something unpredictable like stall. Unpredictably dead ahead of me. So anyway, yeah, there are lots of landmarks. I believe that one is a photo challenge, but we're not going to do that today because I want to get on with it and get to my destination before I grow a beard. So this part of Texas has the same highway and access road arrangement, where the highway has regular slip roads to and from an access road, and it tends to run parallel to the highway. It gives you like a kind of intermediate road where if you need to slow down, if you spend time cruising at 75, 80 miles an hour, you get off the highway onto the access road. It's got a lower speed limit until you get to your destination road. Not always a perfect solution, because sometimes you leave the highway and you have at least 8 feet before your exit, and you've got to get across 2 lanes on the access road. But overall, it works fairly well. I think that the ideal circumstances are like this one here, where you leave the highway and you're turning left, so you stay in the left-hand lane, or sometimes the second from the left.
Go straight.
Anyway, I feel like I've been talking for 30 minutes. There's a good chance I'm going to edit a lot of that out, but I'm pretty much at my destination, and yeah, that was ignoring the extra 100 miles in the middle, that was a fairly smooth trip. Alright, so this is the yard. Let's pull in, and yeah, I feel like doing some reversing, so we'll see what kind of reversing job I've got. So it's 90 experience points, and it's in the far corner. Hopefully I've got a bit of room to maneuver. So let's pull forward. It was a train crossing, but a railroad crossing. Let's see. So, oh, that is not what I thought. And that's a problem. This is a big reefer, and I don't think I've got the room to get underneath it and turn it around the corner. Was I almost bumped that white SUV inconveniently left in the corner there. It's not his fault or her fault. Oh, I'm glad this isn't a Kenworth W900 long wheelbase, but I'm not optimistic. We'll give it a go. So, let's see what we can do here. I just noticed my trailer matches my... Oops. That's a pretty pathetic car alarm going off. It's a nice detail that they put it in the game, of course. Never heard that before. Anyway, my trailer matches the pretty white truck. There you go. Distraction technique. How on earth am I going to do this? I think the trailer's too long for the space I've got, so do I have to back it down the yard? That's not going to work. I mean, this is me we're talking about here. Well, that was about as much fun as a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. But thankfully I can reverse the decision to do the difficult parking. So 309 miles, 44 gallons, that is 7 miles per gallon, which is not bad. I'm happy enough with that, and the engine performs just fine. You can get your very own Maxforce 11 and Maxforce 13 with a no lawsuit guarantee attached there as well. From the Steele Productions Engine Pack, I'll leave a link to that in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.